Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another round of Herald Gaming. But really quick, before we get into that, I want to show you something. And I actually did. I didn't prepare this ahead of time, so I do apologize. But listen, there is this thing that exists, alright, for all you Super Auto Pets gamers out there. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but I need to get this out of my system, alright? Because this is absolutely insane, okay? So just look at this for 5 seconds. See this? Let me go to my history. Let me go to my Hall of Fame. I want you to look at what you see on your screen right now. 10 wins, no losses. 10 wins, no losses, turn 10, with the most garbage squad I think I've ever run in this gosh darn game. Like, look at this. Like, I want you, 1323 fish, 812 level 2 kangaroo, and a snake. And then, like, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna get a flawless victory. Like, because I'm just playing this game in the background, I don't really care. And I'm just, like, throwing pets on the board. It's like I get a freaking worm on turn 8 or turn 7, and it's like, oh boy, worm, cool. And then I get, like, a freaking penguin to give people +1/+1, and this is my only source of scaling. I bought literally, like, 2 apples for this goddamn fish. And then look, I just steamroll it. Easy game. And I have not been able, like, this is my second victory. I'm terrible at Super Auto Pets, right? Like, I am absolutely goddamn awful. I've played almost 23 hours of this game, and my second victory was with a level 1 fish at 13, like, I can't stop rewatching it. A 1323 fish, flawless victory. My second victory in the game, flawless victory, was with a 1323 fish with garlic armor and an 812 kangaroo. Like, I'm disgusted. Like, I'm completely disgusted. And, like, I just, like, cope, seethe. I am not coping, and I am definitely seething. That's not okay. But so we're gonna do a little Herald Gaming, and to be honest with you, I'm feeling like Ico.
Yeah.
And then I'm also feeling like we do, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not huge on the new backstories. Like, I don't find them that fun, and I actually, like, I've been thinking about it, I don't like scars. I don't like scars at all. Like, it's just -3/-3, but I don't like scars. Curious Birthmark is interesting, and people say that it does work. I've just never noticed it because I'm, like, curious blind or whatever, but, I don't know, like, I think Exquisite Taste, like, Exquisite Taste is like, hey, you don't have to deal with a backstory, but your town is worse. Which, that's just World of Horror, but not with the, that's just World of Horror. Like, this is the honor system. This is the you can't trust yourself system. And then Fatalist is kind of interesting, but then you get that one run where it starts you off with Akamanto and no way to kill him, and you're like, ah, god darn it. So, I don't know, like, I think that we'll do medical history. As our Herald Gaming progresses. Now, I have seen a couple of the Herald events, and I got baited by one of them, being how, and people wanted me to try the brick, so we'll try the brick out, but, I have seen some of the Herald events already, and I got baited really hard by one of them. I saw one of them that was like, you can hear the court playing, and you can either fight it or prepare. And I was like, well, obviously, we gotta prepare ourselves for, like, you know, we gotta prepare ourselves for the worst. We gotta prepare ourselves to fight the eldritch monstrosities. But preparing yourself is actually, and this drove me, this made me turn into the Joker a little bit, is, we'll stop here? Actually, do you just want to use the Seal of Bramel? Yeah. We'll use the Seal of Bramel, forget that, and then go to the bath and probably heal 2 reason. Because, I think 5 EXP and +1 knowledge is just a little bit too greedy for me. And we need to remember to do the lighthouse as well. But it was like, prepare. And I was like, okay, we'll prepare ourselves. Because obviously, you know, like, you're not gonna run into the lighthouse blindly. You know, you gotta prepare. You gotta prep. It's a literal game mechanic, prepping, to guarantee your next attack. Prepare is the give up option. Prepare is the accept that the world is going to end option. And you just get a flat +3% doom. And I'm like, oh, okay. But anyways, second enemy, knowledge, light source, dexterity, strength. So, left, top, right. And second, both of your seconds possibly, but light source mainly. So go ahead and give you that. And what do we got here? Botany, bulletin, scissors, freaky feature, sailors. So we'll start with freaky feature. Now, from what I understand, you go to the vending machine, and where's the brick? Like, you can't re-roll the whatchamacallit. Like, is it a pixel hunting thing? I'm not entirely sure. Like, we don't have, like, so people were asking me to do the brick because it's really strong and a good throwing weapon. I don't know how to get the brick. Like, is it just random? Because it's not, like, these are pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm a little confused. Like, I have to, oh! You decide, you nearly trip over a brick lying on the floor, so it's random. 4% doom, and what is it? It's fast to equip, 372.70. That's okay. Like, it's a dexterity weapon, apparently. It's basically like a viable bottle that I believe does the throwing damage of sludge, is what I've heard. So that's not, I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm not gonna complain about that. And it's blunt, too, so it'll do some bonus damage against somebody like Ribcage Woman and Ribcage Woman derivatives. Mind Drain, Ritual Robe. You know what, screw it, let's pick up Mind Drain. Why not? Have some fun here. And then, of course, immediately lose perception. But listen, I, like a couple of episodes ago, no, sorry, like 3 or 4 episodes ago, mansion is doomed? I don't want to go to the mansion twice, dude. If it's doomed, heck no. But, punch, fractured ribs, boo-hoo. Dangerous Forest is not fun, by the way, but thank God it's not Doom. We're running. Oh, but we could get a flashlight here? I mean, that's worth it. Like, even, like, -2? Like, -2 stamina for, like, the likely outcome to ignore a... Come on, man. Come on, that's not fair. But, you know, like... Oh my god, are we gonna reason out? Like, we have 7 reason in the bank, I guess, but like... Or we have 2 reason in the bank, I should say, but I'm a little kind of scared about that. Never mind, I'm not scared at all. I didn't even know you could do that. We got Freaky Flood and Cut Off from the Outside World. You hate to see Freaky Flood specifically. That means we need to avoid the seaside at all times. But like 4 episodes ago about... I don't know if it was 3 or 5 or whatever, but that's not an important distinction. I was talking about how the banter engines were dry, and it's like, what do you want me to talk about? How I went to go get the mail? Like, I walked to the mailbox? And actually, I had the mailbox incident, and it makes a pretty good anecdote. So I bought this thing online, and it was a small thing, like just a small, like I have a bottle of water, like a bottle of sparkling water on my desk, and it's about like as wide as a bottle of sparkling water. Now I want you to imagine one of those like So you know like how you go to like the post office, right? And they have that wall of like these tiny little boxes. And each one of those boxes, you know, like you can open it up, it's got mail inside, right? Like it's not complicated. But like I want you to imagine that, like a row of small boxes, okay? And so, you know, obviously like I get my key, I open it up. You know, it's for letters. They're about the width of a letter, like an average letter. And, you know, in order to put, like, those stupid magazines or whatever. Yeah, we deadass just do have, like, 3 mysteries that are kind of sketchy. We'll do botany first, I suppose. But, like, you know, it's a letterbox. Like, I'm pretty sure that's literally what they're called. Like, let me see. Letterbox. Okay, maybe not. Like, I typed in letterbox and I'm seeing a bunch of, like, these weird modern things. Like, this just looks terrible. Like, somebody has, like, this, like, concrete, like, or not concrete, but, like, this circular, like, stainless steel tube on, like, a pole near, like, a parking lot or something. Like, this all looks incredibly stupid. Like, oh my god, you have, like a crescent-shaped timber pillar letterbox on your door. Wow. But I don't know, like a normal letterbox? Is that possible for the internet? To just have like a normal, like, letterbox mail thing? Like, let's... Like, I hilariously enough, typing letterbox mail thing has come up with more accurate and normal results than what I could ever imagine. But it seems like a letterbox is like one of those things that goes outside of a house, and it's got like that little red flag, and then when you put the mail in it, you flip the red flag up so that people know that there's a letter inside. That's not what I'm talking about at all. It's just like a bunch of like metal boxes stacked ad infinitum for, like, you know... I don't know, like, you live in the real world, right? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, hopefully, allegedly. But, yeah, no, so... We're just, so yeah, that thing. Oh, by the way, what was our... Have we fought anything yet? No, we haven't fought a single thing. But this is our second mystery, so do keep that in mind. School is low threat level, good enough for me. So anyways, you know, I just go to a group of students is practicing a cheerleading routine. Weird, you don't recognize the coach as he knew. Thinking nothing else of it, you continue on your way until you overhear something disturbing. Keep practicing. Thou routine must be perfect. -1, that kind of sucks. But it's a Herald event. I saw that little icon in the top left corner. So that I think that means we can get it anywhere. You're weak to blunt, right? You're weak to a brick, 100%. So we should be able to, like, block and then, like, send you to heck. Yeah, that should be good enough. One of those will hit. That's good enough. So, should be able to do something like that. Could we instead do this and that? No, I think I'd rather do it the other way around, where you got an 80 and a 70. Okay, that works. But, yeah, so it's just, you know, it's a mail thing, alright? Like, that's what you need to know, is a tiny square metal box stacked on top and around a bunch of other tiny metal square boxes, okay? Like, that's it. That's the only important part of the story. I don't know why you're trying to ask details about why somebody on Pinterest has, like, a Hobbit mailbox, or things to do with fallen whatever. I'm not gonna read the link, alright? But, you know, that's the important part. So, the thing that I ordered, about as wide as, like, and when I say, like, a bottle of water, it's a pretty small bottle of water, right? Like, it's thinner than, like, a can for, like, soda. Because I have you know, I had a can of sparkling water. And the can of sparkling water is wider, and 2 cans of sparkling water stacked on top of each other would be taller than this bottle of water. So a very small thing. Just use inches. I don't know, like, it's about, like, maybe like 1.5 inches wide is what I ordered, okay? Does that make it easier to visually think about? Yes, what the heck is this? Trumpets. Oh wait, no, this is the thing. This is the thing I got roasted with. So this is just 3% doom. So -1 doom and injury, which in our case was a curse. Cool. Which is hunger specifically. Takahashi, you hear a voice shout during a jog around the area. You turn your head to see another one of your teammates in casual clothes smiling, blissfully unaware of everything going on. I don't know, you want to do some group activities? Oh boy, I love to... Did we heal? I love not knowing what happened. I think we were at 7-8, right? And then we went up to 8-9. I don't know. I ain't got nothing. I'm just as confused as you. But, okay, excellent. This is an enemy who's weak to blunt. Ribcage woman, who incidentally appears to be our second enemy, so... This is literally the exact same thing that we did last time. Hoping that one of these hits. Alright, okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. Now, if we have the audacity to think that an 80% chance to hit would work, I do apologize for that. But so anyways, I open the mailbox. It's got the package inside, right? And so I'm like, oh, that's cool. Happy to have that. I guess we'll take dexterity, because why not? And it's like, okay, so happy to have that. It's there. Been waiting for it to arrive. It's pretty cool. And by pretty cool, I mean it's, you know, important-ish. Not that important, but, you know, it's a... I was glad that it was there. But then I noticed something. The box that it was in was pretty wide, and I'm like, huh. You know, obviously, because it's in my mailbox, it fits. Because they wouldn't put something in the mailbox that doesn't fit, obviously. And so, you know, I'm starting by, like, grabbing the couple letters that were on top of it. Okay. Everything's fine so far. And then I reach for the little package. And again, like, the package itself, the thing that I bought, like, you know, about 1.5 inches. Not a very big thing at all. Not a very tall thing either. Very small. About 1.5 inches, okay? And so I grab it. So I grab the box, and I'm reaching it because, like, I have, like, a mail bag. And so I'm reaching it, and then I try to get the box out of the mailbox, and it gets stuck. And I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you mean? Wait, you can't do this. This is illegal. And so I'm like, okay, maybe it's, like, stuck on, like, a magazine or something. Because you know how they put those magazines in the mailbox? They, like, roll it up. And so maybe, like, there's a magazine there. Because, there was a magazine there, but maybe the magazine's pushing in there. So I lift the box up, grab the magazine, pull the magazine out. The magazine tears, whatever. It's just ads anyways, who cares? Throw it in the mailbag, and now it's just the box. Nothing else is there. So I grab the box again. It's still stuck. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously they got it in, so maybe they rotated it, okay? And so I rotate the box, and then I notice that it's one of those boxes that is reinforced on the edges with, like, an extra layer of cardboard. Like, you know, one of the, like, you know, a folding box, right? Like, it has, like, the tape on the front of it. You cut the tape off, then you can, like, flip the box open. And because of that, it has those little tabs that go into the box, and it has, like, basically another layer of cardboard reinforcement at the edges, which makes it a little bit thicker. And so now the box is stuck diagonally, and it's like, oh, so no, they didn't put it in diagonally, because the box fits even less diagonally. And so I'm like, okay, this is getting to be a little bit much. And so, you know, when I was going to get the mail, it was pretty late at night, and so you just see, like, somebody, like, some weirdo, like, struggling with the mail. You think, oh god, did they break into that thing? They stealing somebody's mail? It's like, no, it's my freaking mailbox. But that's besides the point. So, I'm just kind of, like, standing there, and I'm like, what the heck do I do? You know, I can't get it out of the freaking box. Do I ask for help? No. Of course not. No, of course not. That would require... That would require social human interaction. That's, and that is a crime. Punishable by, being cringe. So anyways, I'm just sitting there. Well, I'm not sitting there, I'm standing there, because there's no chair. It's in front of a mailbox. And I'm just like, okay, I'm glad nobody else is, like, here actively watching me. I mean, of course, there's probably, like, a camera somewhere, you know, watching the mailbox for tampering or whatever, but... you know, that doesn't really matter from, like, a social perspective. And so I'm just like, oh god, what do I do? And so, I realize that I can most likely, because the package itself is much smaller than the box that it's in. And so what I do is I grab my key, I stab the key into the box, I cut the box open, grab the package, put the package into my mail bag, and then I systematically disassemble the box in the mailbox and take it out piece by piece, putting each cardboard box piece into my mail bag. And I'm just like, I hate this so much. I just want to, like, keel over and die right now. Like, thanks, I hate it. And so then I walk home, and it's like, well, that sucked. And since you have stayed to the end of the anecdote, screaming, Web, play the game, I will let you choose the mystery. What's that? You want me to pick school scissors because I'll die and it'll be funny? Haha, very funny. We're gonna do bulletin, I think. Yeah, we're gonna do bulletin. But, yeah, no, actually, as a reward for making it to the end of the anecdote, I'll tell you what it was. It was, and then that's the part where I go completely silent for the rest of the video, and then you never find out. But no, on the real, though, it was, time to get, like, a refresh on my dog's flea medicine. So it was, like, a little tiny thing. And they put it in a box that was wider than the mail, like, letterbox, which it was shoved into, and then, you know, had to struggle to get it out for, like, probably about, like, 5 minutes, which is, like, 4 minutes too long to be at a mailbox. Like, you go there, you open your mailbox, you dump everything in your mail bag, you close up, you leave. And I was there for, like, 5-6 minutes. Absolutely, like, disgusting. Terrible, even. I mean, Expel Evil's pretty nice. Are we gonna use it? I don't know. But yeah, that's the anecdote. Other anecdotes, other things that we can talk about. We can get a grip. Other things to talk about. I started leveling my Disciples of the Hand in the critically acclaimed game that you can't buy because we're full. You're not allowed to play it, you're not allowed to buy it. How dare you for even thinking that you could purchase a video game with your own hard-earned money. I started leveling them, and I did, like, a test run for Culinarian to see if this, like, guide I was following would work. And it does work. Very well, actually. And so, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. I have Culinarian up to level 74, I think? And for reference, it was at 40. So in like, probably about, like, 3 hours, 4 hours, and most of that is just getting the gear and buying it. Like, finding, buying, and getting the gear. Like, that's the most time-consuming part of it, because once you have the gear and once you have the materials, you literally just sit down and let the macro do the work, right? So you don't really have to worry about anything. Like, I was literally, like, editing videos in between the macros because they get so long. And I made a joke about it to a friend that I'm literally weaving video editing in between doing the macros. Which I found pretty funny. But regardless, it's not bad. And technically would kill. Are you feeling lucky, Punk? Yes, she's feeling very lucky. We just wasted a very nice bonus, a very nice benefit that we were very lucky to have. But don't worry about it. Honestly, we're not at the point where we, like, desperation needs something truly evil to, like, dilute the event pool for us. Like, that's not a big deal. This is minus Doom, or apparently it's plus Doom, so who cares? Insomnia is, like, absolutely garbage. Like, I'm disgusted that we got Insomnia. Truly terrible. Yeah, set the trash can on fire, that's fine. It just, chaos reigns. But so basically, I already have the gear now, right, for leveling all of my gatherers and all of my crafters. So all I have to do is I literally just have to, I literally just have to buy the mats and then sit down for like 10 hours, and then I should have everything at 90. Or at least I should have everything at like 89, and then I have to do like the collectibles thing to get to like 90, but you know, it's literally like just, I have the groundwork at this point. I just need to put it all together. I hate that. This doesn't kill. So what we want to do is we want to brace and then attack as many times as we can, which is literally only 2 times. I think the brick is interesting. Oh, by the way, we got this. Nice. That's not gonna... Actually, did that take effect immediately? I think it did. Did it? Yes, it did. Oh no, it was the point of strength that we got that took effect, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I have no idea. What's our... Yeah, no, this is just the regular Ico multiplier. Nothing particularly interesting going on. Didn't update mid-combat, which is a little bit of a shame. We're gonna rest a bunch anyways, or are we? We will if we miss one of these. How can we get money? It's simple. Oh, we haven't even gone there yet. That's dope. Pharmacy. I mean, I need something to buy. Thank you very much. I'm a little bit worried about the Doom, but I think it'll be fine. I'm a little bit worried about the Doom, but I think it'll be fine. But what was I gonna say? So I have Culinarian almost up to level 80, and then at that point it's just making collectibles until you can do that, until you can get up to 90. What is the point of getting Culinarian up to 90? I have no idea. Like I literally have no idea. Like I only have plans for Culinarian for the purposes of whatchamacallit, joining joining a cafe as like a chef or whatever, and then getting tipped money. Like that's literally it, because that seems like a good way to make money quickly. Because I've seen some of those job listings. Like you go in and you just are the chef and you cook what the restaurant or the cafe wants you to cook, and you get paid like 200,000 gil. It's like I'll do that. Like, and I mean, you could potentially get tips as well. That's interesting to me. And of course, none of the shady ones. Like, I've been, like, I was leveling at, like, very, very late, or very, very early, depending on what your definition is. And I was going to Limsa a lot, because Limsa, in order to visit another world on your data center, you have to go to one of the 3 main city-states, so Limsa, Gridania, or Ul'dah. And, yeah, we'll go to Spine. We'll go to School Scissors, that's fine. So I had to, and the reason why I went to Limsa is because it's the closest out of the 3, when you spawn into the main Aetheryte Plaza, which is where you'll always go when you world transfer, you will be the closest possible to the market boards, right? And so, you know, I had to go to, like, Malboro, Zalera, Mateus, all those different places to get good gear, and to get cheap ingredients for, like, my crafting recipes. And when I got there, like, it's Limsa Laminza, right? So, and we're on an RP data center, and a lot of these worlds have, like, an RP focus. I'm pretty sure. And so, like, you saw a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, I was laughing about it with Joey. It's like, there was an ad in our Limsa where it was like, hey, come to our nightclub, 21 plus only, pants optional. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh, no. But, you know, it's harmless, right? Like, people who go to that, they're obviously into that, and it's like, you know, it is what it is. It's not my particular thing, but I'm not gonna... I mean, listen. If they pay a lot of gil, then they pay a lot of gil, alright? I do remember that one video from Asmongold where he was interviewing a Final Fantasy XIV extreme raid progression player, and how basically, like, they had bought, like, pretty much the best stuff in the game by doing extreme raid progression, and it was just very... We want to fail this? Darn. And how she basically just made, like, a bunch of money, right? And it's like, that's, like, listen, if the gil is good, the gil is good. Now, personally, I would prefer more Machiavellian ways of earning gil, but, you know... If it gets you your 50 million gil house, it gets you your 50 million gil house, right? Clapping and clapping. And then they all clapped when I got the flea medicine, or it's not medicine, it's like flea prevention, right? When I got the flea prevention box out of the mailbox, and they all clapped. It's true, I was there. Okay, so Wooden Bat Gaming. Hate this enemy. Are we Mind Drain Gaming? I hate this enemy a lot, dude. I do. Why do we get +1 Doom? Do we have cursed signs? Yeah, we have cursed signs. Okay. So we can... I mean, that's good enough, right? Like, I mean, it's really not. Like, if we miss, we're not having a good time. We're not having a good time, we missed. Honestly, I'm gonna cast Mind Drain exclusively just because it'll give me 2 reason back, and I think that's good enough. Although I'm a little bit worried about our Doom. I do a little trolling. Connect the dots, sure, why not? -5 Doom, you love to see it. And we do have Expel Evil. It's just like I'm never gonna cast it because it's like -2 stamina, and that kind of sucks. We did have Folklore Studies, right? It was left and top right. Which, by the way, I have completely forgotten our seconds in every category. So like, don't even at me. I think it was like Ribcage Woman, right? Yeah. Because we fought Formaldehyde Jar first. Or am I going absolutely insane? I have no idea. I'm just gonna leave it default, dude. I don't want to mess with it. Like, clapping and clapping is correct. We know that. And everybody clapped. And everybody clapped. And then they clapped some more. And then they clapped even more. And then they bowed. Like, when I got the flea preventative out of the mailbox, it was 4 standing ovations. And then everybody bowed as I walked home. It was you dropped this, king. Oh no. The bit has gone on way too long, just so you know. We had money here, what the heck? So 65% doomed sailors. This is timeline B. We can discard these 2 things, because we already have a, the torch counts as a light source. Does this work? I don't think it does. It does! You love to see it. We didn't cough up any blood. We didn't cough up anything. We just expelled the evil of the world. It just works. Okay, I don't like this. His smug aura mocks me. Good enough. God, Mind Drain is so cracked. Like, Panstash really said Mind Drain good. Like, it might be one of the best spells in the game. Like, yeah, sure, it's a permanent debuff, but, like, how many times do you really need to use it in a run? Like, if we're playing on Harbinger of Doom, and we only have to use it, like, a few times, like, we have to use it 4 times in total at the moment, like, you can't really complain about being at 9 reason when you're about to beat the game, and you're gonna beat the game with flying colors, right? Like, you're doing good. And so anyways, I threw the torch like a boomerang. Hate to see it. What we didn't even take damage? What the hell? Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you wait, what do you mean? Heart of Darkness? I don't remember what Heart of Darkness was, to be honest with you. Let's take a look. Second mystery? No idea. Who cares? Don't care, didn't ask, plus 10% Doom doesn't matter. We do have knowledge, though, so I'd like to pick up folklore studies if I can. Ah, crap. I don't know, dude. Like, that Takashi that definitely exists, he'll get owned. Takashi doesn't exist, by the way. I just got 10 dexterity for fun. Yeah, that's right. So anyways, it literally doesn't matter. Let's just go. Let's just win the game easily for fun, just as a treat. Brick is interesting. I think the main purpose of the brick, like, obviously I think when it was suggested that I use the brick, it was not suggested that I beat the game with the brick. It was that I throw the brick to get, like, a huge bonus in damage, because I'm pretty sure it is, like, a bottle of sludge, right? Like, it's, like, 5 to 7 damage, if I recall correctly, which, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, you know, but here's the thing, though. I'm trying to think about it. Is a bottle of sludge worth the vending machine? Like, it's worth the Doom cost. Like, a bottle of sludge for 4% Doom, I'm pretty sure it's probably random, but, like, a bottle of sludge for, like, 4% Doom, let's just say, completely worth it. Like, that's absolutely worth it. But the thing is, you deprive yourself of, like, an actually useful side location. You're basically saying, I need the brick, so I'm gonna get rid of an important, like, a useful side location. I think that... Hey, let's go. I figured it out. But yeah, we beat the, we beat the ball. The court, or whatever. And we'll get a Doom out ending with them, just real quick. We'll end on a loss, actually, of all things. Because I haven't seen what happens when they Doom you out yet, and I kind of want to see that real quick. Sorry, Hayano. You've... I nominate myself as tribute. Dog store, I need you now. Probably, like, the best way to get Doom that I can think of. That isn't, getting ritualistically sacrificed by the History Club. But, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So now we'll just vibe here for a bit. What was I saying? I don't know. But, yeah, we're gonna Doom out real quick. Jellified bones be like 100% Doom, please. Thank you, thank you. Let her sleep, by the way. What a wonderful event it was. Oh yes, they say that the nobles have descended to the streets of Shiakawa to pick their meals themselves. Whoever wasn't devoured during the unearthly feast will join the shattered court and travel never to be seen again. Hey, wasn't there a thing, like, with the, with, like, the Akamanto ending or whatever? Hold on. Spoilers, a spoiler alert, by the way. Wasn't there something with, Akamanto where it's like you dance in the shattered court for all of time. Like, am I making that up? Am I crazy? Apparently I haven't unlocked it, even though we've seen it like dozens of times. I was kidnapped by the court, that's what that ending is. But like, I could have swore, like, if you died a true form Akamanto, it's like you... It's like you died, like, for true form Akamanto, if you die to him, isn't it like you get trapped? Isn't it like you dance in the Shattering Court as a jester for all of eternity? Isn't that are we going into like, but that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching.